These 5 common items could be harmful to you, and this cleaning product transforms into a toxic substance for persons of advanced age. You may not be aware of this, but several common cleaning solutions can be harmful to people of advanced age. It's not just the outside of our bodies that undergo changes as we get older. When it comes to the things that we breathe in, touch, or use around the house, we become more susceptible to potential dangers on the inside, particularly when it comes to items that we used to disregard without giving them a second thought. For the purpose of this video, we are going to discuss 5 common household cleaning products that, at first glance, appear to be safe, but can actually become hazardous after the age of 60. From respiratory triggers to hormone disruptors, these commonplace products have the potential to cause more harm than good, particularly to the lungs of the elderly, sensitive skin, and immune systems that are not functioning properly. Because this is not about fear, but rather about awareness, I ask that you remain with me until the very end, in order to maintain a clean and secure environment in your house as you become older. You will not only learn what to avoid, but also what to employ instead. It is possible that your cleaning cabinet is the cause of your negative feelings, such as fatigue, irritation, or a general lack of sharpness. If you have been experiencing these symptoms recently, let's get started. First and foremost, glass cleaners that contain ammonia. There is a clear blue liquid that promises a shine that is free of streaks, and it is one of the most frequent cleaning goods that can be found lying beneath the sink. However, glass cleaners that contain ammonia can discreetly produce difficulties that extend far beyond the appearance of glittering windows for persons over the age of 60. The most important thing is not what you see, rather, it is what you breathe. Inhaling ammonia can cause irritation to the lining of the nose, throat, and most importantly, the lungs. Ammonia emits strong fumes, which can then be breathed. This irritation can soon escalate into coughing fits, shortness of breath, or lasting heaviness in the chest for older folks, whose respiratory systems may already be more delicate or impaired. This is especially true for those who are already experiencing respiratory issues. And if you already have asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or seasonal allergies, the likelihood of this happening increases even further. The fumes from ammonia do not just dissipate once you spray them, rather, they remain and eventually settle into the air. This is especially true in areas that are either smaller or have inadequate ventilation, such as restrooms or kitchens. In my memory, I had a conversation with a lady named Evelyn. She had always maintained an immaculate home, and she was 73 years old. It was her glass cleaner that she swore by. On the other hand, she became aware of something every time she cleaned her windows or mirrors throughout the course of time. Occasionally, she would start wheezing. First, she believed that it was nothing more than dust. As a result, she speculated that it could be allergies. However, she was able to stop wheezing once she stopped using that particular cleaner and instead switched to a solution that contained vinegar. That is not a happenstance at all. The vapors of ammonia are considered to be irritants to the respiratory system. Furthermore, even at low concentrations, prolonged exposure can cause inflammation in the lungs on a continuous basis. Inflammation does not usually result in symptoms that are immediately noticeable. There are occasions when it manifests itself later on as feelings of exhaustion, tightness in the chest, or the nagging sensation that your breathing isn't the same as it used to be. Moreover, it is not simply a matter of breathing. Your eyes and sinuses may also be irritated by ammonia, which may leave you feeling dry, itchy, or congested for a considerable amount of time after the cleaning is finished. Alternatives that are less hazardous include a mixture of white vinegar and water or cleaners that may be purchased from a store. In spite of the fact that they are labeled as ammonia-free or plant-based, they perform admirably without releasing harmful chemicals into the air that you breathe. Because, to tell you the truth, a stretched lung is not worth the risk of having clean glass. At this point in my life, not at all, because of the importance of your respiratory health. Therefore, If you have been using cleaners that include ammonia without giving it a second thought through the years, now is the time to reconsider your decision. Alterations occur in your body. The lungs undergo alteration. At the age of 70, something that was perfectly safe at the age of 40 might no longer be so. It is not a sacrifice to go for something that is more mild. This is a very astute adjustment, starting with something as simple as what you spray on your mirrors. It is how you protect the life and energy that you still have. It is how you protect yourself. The second category is disinfectants that contain bleach. A certain odor is what people think of when they think of cleanliness. It is enlightening, unambiguous, and, for many people, strangely reassuring. However, when that odor is caused by bleach, particularly in a confined location, it means that the bleach is doing more than merely disinfecting. The gradual erosion of your barriers is taking place. Bleach is a powerful substance. It is not questioned by anyone. Mold, germs, and viruses are all eliminated by it. The same chemical intensity that makes it so effective can also make it hazardous, especially as we become older. This is especially true for elderly people, and that injury does not necessarily result from direct contact all the time. The unseen chemical processes that it induces once it is in the air are frequently the cause of this phenomenon. In the event that bleach is used with other cleaners, particularly acidic cleaners such as vinegar or products based on ammonia, the majority of people are unaware of this possibility. It is capable of releasing a gas known as chloramine, as well as even minute quantities of chlorine gas. These gases were once employed in military operations rather than in domestic cleaning. Even if you are not combining goods, simply taking in bleach fumes on a frequent basis can cause irritation to the lungs, weaken the lining of your airways, and cause inflammation. I'd like to tell you about Martin briefly. In the past, he would mop his floors with a splash of bleach every weekend. He is now 78 years old. To him, it simply has a more pleasant aroma. However, he was also suffering with a persistent cough that would not go away. During his final appointment with a respiratory specialist, they posed a single inquiry to themselves: what kinds of cleaning products do you use in your home? Simply responding to that question altered everything. It took him only 2 weeks to get rid of the cough after he switched from bleach to a disinfectant that was derived from plants. And this is what you should focus on as you become older. When your body is exposed to oxidative stress, it becomes more vulnerable. This indicates that harsh chemicals such as bleach are capable of causing more damage in a shorter amount of time. You should also pay attention to your eyes, your skin, and your sinuses in addition to your lungs. Particularly susceptible or elderly people who have immune systems that are already impaired. You may experience allergic responses, skin irritation, or even a delayed recovery from respiratory infections if you use bleach, since it has the potential to upset the equilibrium of beneficial and harmful bacteria in your environment. Additionally, the concentration of toxins in the air can be much higher for those who live in smaller places, such as apartments, assisted living units, or even simple homes that are cozy. Although bleach is not inherently harmful, it is frequently overused, misapplied, or utilized in the improper setting. Furthermore, this usage might gradually develop into a health problem for people who are older. To put this into perspective, if you use bleach on a regular basis, especially without gloves, without ventilation, or in enclosed locations, you should take a break. Check with yourself to see if it is genuinely required. There are now safer options available, like as sprays containing hydrogen peroxide, wipes containing alcohol, and even soap and water for cleaning a variety of surfaces. It is not necessary to limit your breathing in order to clean a counter with them. In addition, you are not operating a hospital in the majority of houses. There is no requirement for you to disinfect your space. All that is required of you is to clean it with care. For the reason that the oxygen you breathe is more important than it has ever been at this point in your life. A clean environment does not involve unpleasant odors or hot eyes. For your body to be able to rest, heal, and breathe freely, You need to create an environment that permits these things. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Air fresheners that use synthetic smells come in at number 3. These cans are bright and cheery, and they come in fashionable plug-ins or adorable small gel pods. They guarantee that your house will fill with the aroma of lavender fields or the breeze from the coast. However, these air fresheners may be more harmful to people over the age of 60 than they are to the odors they produce. A cover-up is being attempted by them. There is more to the issue than just the odor. It's the reason that it exists. Almost all commercial air fresheners contain perfumes that are manufactured in a laboratory. Phthalate and volatile organic compounds, sometimes known as VOCs, are two types of chemicals that are found in many of these products. These are compounds that are capable of quickly infiltrating the air. As soon as they are released into the atmosphere, they enter your lungs. Phthalate have been associated with disruptive effects on hormones. This disruption can manifest itself in unexpected ways, such as sleep difficulties, mood swings, or even an increase in blood pressure, especially in older persons, whose endocrine systems may already be more sensitive than those of younger adults. As for volatile organic compounds, VOCs, they have been linked to irritation of the respiratory system, headaches, and dangers of long-term exposure that can gradually accumulate over time. It has even been determined by the Environmental Protection Agency that the quality of the air within buildings is among the top 5. There is a significant relationship between environmental health hazards and air fresheners in this context. At times, I only apply a very small amount of spritz, contrary to what you might believe. Nevertheless, the particles do not disappear. Not only do they adhere to your skin, but also to your curtains and furniture. When you use them on a daily basis, particularly in confined locations such as toilets or cars, the amount of radiation you are subjected to can pile up. I'll illustrate this with an example. Janice, who was 75 years old, had an air freshener that was plugged in almost every room. At one point, her granddaughter paid her a visit and pointed out that her grandmother's home smelled like perfume and cleaning spray. Janice gave a sarcastic laugh. She began to think about it after experiencing regular headaches and dry eyes over a period of several months. In addition to removing all of the plug-ins, she also aired out the house and shifted to using natural solutions, such as essential oil diffusers and baking soda. The migraines came to an end. Her sleep quality improved. It was even her appetite that returned. Not only is it anecdotal, but it's also research has demonstrated that synthetic scents have the potential to disrupt neurological function, particularly in individuals who are of advanced age. This will result in increased levels of stress hormones, decreased reaction times, and increased brain fog. That's all coming from something that's intended to make your air smell better. Ironically, the vast majority of air fresheners do not purify the air in any way. All they do is cover up scents. And in doing so, they inject chemicals into your body, which your body must then process, filter, and react to on a daily basis. There are safer methods to do things if you enjoy having a home that smells lovely. Keep the windows open whenever the weather permits. Make use of simmer pots that contain citrus or herbs. Give essential oils a shot, but remember to use them sparingly and always dilute them. Ensure that the aroma originates from a genuine source, not a chemical concoction that has been pretended to be clean linen. When we get older, we become more vulnerable to things that we may not always be able to perceive. Not to mention that the quality of the air is one of the most underappreciated aspects of that puzzle. If, out of habit, you have been using air fresheners that you purchased from a store, it may be time to reconsider your decision. Not only will your lungs and hormones be grateful to you, but so will your nervous system. And this is the most important point. Getting a home that is truly clean does not come from a can. It comes from breathing in fresh air, smelling natural scents, and being aware that the air you breathe is beneficial to you rather than harmful. Antibacterial cleansers that include triclosan come in at number 4. Do you agree that this seems like a good decision? The use of antibacterial cleaners, which claim to eliminate 99% of germs, provides a sense of security with each wipe. The fact that some of these products come with a hidden cost is something that many people, particularly those of us who are over the age of 60, are unaware of. Triclosan is the name given to this expense. Historically, soaps, hand sanitizers, and surface sprays were all common places to find triclosan as a component. It is a synthetic antibacterial agent that effectively eliminates germs upon coming into contact with them. However, throughout the course of time, research has begun to unearth the hazards associated with its long-term usage, particularly in individuals who are of an older age. The most significant worry? Hormonal disruption. Thyroid hormones, which assist regulate everything from energy levels to body temperature to metabolism, have been demonstrated to be affected by triclosan, which has been shown to interact with thyroid hormones. Additionally, you are able to feel it when your thyroid is out of balance. The symptoms may include fatigue, changes in weight, susceptibility to cold, or even shifts in mood. Additionally, triclosan operates as a covert sabotage agent for those who are already coping with changes in hormone levels that are associated with aging. It does not let out a loud knock. It gradually wears away at it. I'd like to speak to you about Alan. As keen as ever, he is 80 years old and a retired educator. He had been experiencing unusually sluggishness, despite the fact that all of his blood work appeared to be normal. At some point in time, his daughter inquired about the kinds of items that he was utilizing in the household. "Oh, it's nothing out of the ordinary," he said. Upon further inspection, it was discovered that his worktops, sink, and even hand soap contained triclosan. It wasn't until he substituted less complicated, non-antibacterial choices that he started to feel more energized. This is not solely a matter of hormones. Growing evidence suggests that triclosan may play a role in the development of antibiotic resistance. This indicates that over time, it may make certain infections more difficult to treat, and this is true not only for you but for everyone else as well. In addition, this poses a particularly high danger for elderly people, who are already more susceptible to problems resulting from disease. In addition to this, triclosan is difficult to remove through rinsing. It remains on your skin, on the dishes you use, and on the objects you touch. It sticks around. When you use it often, it will eventually enter your bloodstream because it is absorbed through the skin. Despite the fact that the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has previously prohibited the use of triclosan in a number of over-the-counter hand soaps, the chemical is still permitted in a number of household cleansers, toothpaste, and other common goods. In other words, it is still hiding in locations that the majority of people do not anticipate. If it states antibacterial on the label, you should flip it over and examine the list of ingredients. There is a possibility that you should rethink your decision if you come across triclosan or if the list appears to be a chemistry test. The act of maintaining a clean home is not in any way problematic. Nonetheless, your body already possesses an immune system. You do not have to clean your home as thoroughly as a hospital operating room. Water and gentle soap are still effective. Likewise, essential oil combinations, Castile soap, and sprays containing vinegar are also effective. Don't forget that we're not just cleaning for the sake of appearance. With wellness in mind, we are cleaning. On top of that, around the age of 60, your skin becomes thinner, your organs work harder, and your body becomes more susceptible to the accumulation of chemicals. Triclosan may be effective at eliminating germs, but it also tends to disrupt the delicate equilibrium that your body has labored so diligently to preserve. I would appreciate it if you could use the fourth comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Multi-surface sprays equipped with quaternary ammonium compounds, sometimes known as quats, come in at number 5. Powerful, broad spectrum, and hospital grade are the labels that are attached to them. There is a significant probability that the disinfectant you purchased contains a substance known as quaternary ammonium compounds, which are more commonly referred to as quats. This is the case if you have ever purchased a disinfectant that claimed to destroy anything in sight. But there is a catch to this. These substances are extremely harmful to germs. Nevertheless, they are frequently just as harmful to the people who use them, particularly those of us who are over the age of 60. Quats are synthetic chemicals that are frequently discovered in disinfectant sprays, wipes, and cleaners that are used for a variety of purposes. They are very effective in sterile surroundings because they work by breaking the membranes of bacteria and viruses, which contributes to their effectiveness. However, for elderly people who use them at home, the potential adverse effects may not always outweigh the potential advantages. What are the potential dangers? It all begins with the skin. The skin on our bodies grows more delicate and thinner as we get older. It is possible for even a little amount of quats to cause dryness, irritation, or contact dermatitis if they are exposed to the skin repeatedly. For example, if you have ever cleaned your hands and noticed that they were red and itching, this could be the first sign that you have a problem. Nevertheless, the more significant problem is what occurs when quats are breathed in. It is possible for these substances to remain in the air after spraying, particularly in settings that are enclosed. Additionally, when you breathe them in on a daily basis, week after week, they have the potential to induce inflammation in the lungs, irritate your airways, and in some instances, cause breathing problems that last for a lengthy period of time. Take into consideration a person who already has a diminished lung capacity, someone who is treating asthma, or someone who simply notices that it takes a little bit more effort to catch their breath. Quats are not helpful in any way. It is painful. Tell me about Teresa, if you don't mind. She used to clean her house from top to bottom every Saturday, and she is now 76 years old. She utilized a well-known brand of multi-surface spray that had a powerful disinfection capacity with the intention of keeping her home as clean as possible. But as time went on, she became aware of a persistent cough. It is not bad, it is just persistent. The medical professionals were unable to identify anything significant until her daughter suggested that they switch to a cleaner that was less harsh. It took only 1 month for the cough to disappear. No, it was not age. In no way was it a cold. She was spraying the product on every surface in her house, and it was one of the products. Not only the lungs and the skin are affected. Certain investigations have established a connection between quats and reproductive problems, as well as moderate neurological symptoms such as headaches and dizziness, particularly in individuals who are exposed to quats on a frequent basis. Even while there is still a lot of study being done, one thing is already obvious. Because of the potency of these chemicals, our bodies are not always able to deal with them effectively. Take a look at the components of the multi-surface sprays you use. If you are utilizing them, if you come across names such as benzalkonium chloride, dodecyl dimethyl ammonium chloride, or any other chemicals that finish in onium, it is highly likely that you are working with quats. Where can I find an alternative? These days, there is a plethora of cleaners available on the market that do not include quat. Look for formulations that are derived from plants or those that state unequivocally that they are free of quat. Another option is to prepare your own straightforward remedy at home by combining vinegar, water, and a few drops of either tea tree oil or lemon essential oil. It may not smell as clean as chemical cleaning, but it will leave your home smelling fresh and will not cause any harm to your lungs. Since this is the most important thing, your well-being, your ease of living, and your lifespan, it is possible that the surface appears to be clean, but if the air is heavy, your hands are red, or your chest feels tight, then the product is not properly doing its function. Protecting both your body and your home is the responsibility of a truly good cleaner. Therefore, make an informed decision, for the reason that your body is communicating with you in some way. Whether it be through a rash, a cough, or a period of shortness of breath, it is telling you something. Moreover, listening is the most intelligent thing you can do. Lastly, some thoughts. As of right now, you are aware of 5 common cleaning products that have the potential to become poisonous after the age of 60. And it is possible that 1 or 2 of these products are now stored under your sink. There's a possibility that you've been using them for years without ever giving it a second thought. However, this is the problem with becoming older. The regulations are altered as a result. What was once thought to be harmless may now be causing you to experience feelings of exhaustion, annoyance, or a gradual reduction in how you feel on a daily basis. We are not in a state of panic. It's all about being clear. Because the more we learn about the world around us, the more power we have to influence our health, not just in significant ways, but also in the small decisions we make on a daily basis that contribute to the formation of our environment. Every single thing does not have to be thrown away instantly. You don't have to live in constant terror of every spray bottle or sponge. But you do need to have the assurance that the goods you use to clean your home aren't subtly causing harm to your lungs, your hormones, or your energy levels. Take baby steps. Please replace that spray with ammonia. Switch from using artificial air fresheners to using natural scents or opening the windows. Although these adjustments might not seem significant at first, they will, in the long run, result in significant benefits. These benefits include fewer headaches, easier breathing, calmer skin, improved rest, and, most significantly, a home that not only seems clean but also feels pleasant to live in. Since your health is too valuable to risk for a perfume, a shine, or a false sense of sterility after the age of 60, you should avoid doing so. Choose to simplify things. Pick the path of safety. Choose items that are beneficial to your body rather than those that are harmful to it. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.